losing mind, where the coach can unwind. And if you parents need advice, well, don't think twice. For everything you need to know, it's the Dr. Casey Show. The Dr. Casey Show.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Casey Cooper, sports psychologist. So last Sunday, I took the opportunity, if you're new to the show, I'm on every Saturday and Sunday here at AM 830 from 2 to 3. And last Sunday, I took the opportunity, being on the eve of history, to review just a few moments in sports during the 1900s that broke barriers. These were moments that forced society and the world many times to challenge their beliefs, to challenge their biases, to challenge their prejudicial ways, if you will, at the very least within the world of sports and create change there. These were moments that movies have been made about, movies that we've seen and created such movements in our larger culture. And when you add up all the moments that I reviewed last weekend and you add them together with the passing of time and the will of people to create change, these moments in sports absolutely paved the way for a riveting, an emotional, for many of us, I know for myself, and a very necessary inauguration of Barack Obama this past Tuesday. So during this historical month, if sports reflects society, what does it mean that students at Servite High School were using racist taunts as a form of cheering for their boys' basketball team as they played Mater Dei just this January 9th? What can we take that to mean? This is very significant. And this issue was brought to my attention by a concerned parent. It was covered very extensively in the Orange County Register. So on today's show, I felt an obligation to break down the realities of continued stereotypes, of continued prejudices that are being played out on our school courts, on our school fields, and in the stands at our youth sporting events. What am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about the contributing factors. What adds to this within this setting? And how does the behavior escalate? As you're going to hear in this particular situation, it did. What is the stance of our Board of Education here in California? What is the stance of CIF? I have official statements from everyone. What can be done, more importantly, to prevent and respond to this behavior directly? Because many people felt a little out of control, wanting to know what could we have done in the moment. We'll get to that too. So you're listening to the Dr. Casey Show, and today we're moving sports culture forward. Today's show is Playing Beyond Prejudice, and I want to dive right into it. Well, first of all, if you don't know what happened, I need to preface this with the fact that this was all caught on video, and it has been seen by many people. Secondly, the president of Servite High School, Peter Bowen, I absolutely commend him for taking full responsibility of the students' behaviors and for making formal statements. And we have a formal statement from the president of this high school for the Dr. Casey Show in just a moment. But he views this situation as an opportunity to get at deeper issues that exist at any school. And for that, I agree with him. That there are the undertones, they exist everywhere in our society and culture, and that includes our schools. So as to what happened, well, on January 9th, an intense rivalry in the varsity boys basketball programs between Servite High School and Mater Dei. And Servite High School is known for having a very rambunctious, a very spirited cheer section. In fact, they affectionately call themselves the Pit Crew. But clearly, the Pit Crew crossed a line. And they were making what can only be described as monkey noises whenever Gary Franklin, a standout for Mater Dei, who happens to be African American, who happens to be a black athlete, whenever he had the ball. You heard me correctly. Whenever he had the ball. So hold everything. In 2009, we are still dealing with taunting players with racial undertones. Yes, we really are. Unfortunately, that is still happening. And I said that I commended the president of this high school for coming out with a statement, for responding publicly since the game happened. And I'd like to read a formal statement that was sent to the Dr. Casey Show. We are deeply sorry for and embarrassed by the racist noises some of our students in the pit crew made during the Mater Dei Servite basketball game. Their behavior was wrong and completely inconsistent with our Christian and Servite values. Servite has apologized to Mater Dei, the basketball program, and community. Servite is working to ensure that this behavior does not happen again. The pit crew has been disbanded. Servite is taking action to discipline the students, correct this behavior in our school community, and conduct training to ensure that it does not happen again. Very appropriate response. So I want to move beyond this specific example, because on today's show, this is not about throwing any one school under the bus or any one group of students. These are younger adults. These are young, up-and-coming adults. I want to expand this because for all of you listening, what is going on that no one responded in the moment during the game? Why the wait? Why the after-the-fact responses? We're going to move beyond this specific game or school. This applies to everyone who has ever witnessed derogatory or hurtful behavior within your school or your community. Why the lack of intervention by coaches, refs, parents, or anyone for that matter at the game? Well, I have an answer. It's a phenomenon known as bystander inhibition. And when I come back from my break, the psychology of being frozen and not responding because you are not inherently a bad person for staying silent. All right, I want you to understand I'm not calling anyone out for staying silent in the moment. I want you to think about what you can do next time, because there's a psychology behind looking the other way. And after this Psychology 101 message coming up next, I guarantee you will feel more informed and empowered already. More informed and empowered on a conversation that's very difficult for many people to have. If you have something to say about today's topic, Playing Beyond Prejudice, Derek's ready to take your calls. The number here at the studio is 877-830-830. This is the Dr. Casey Show, only on AM 830, streaming live on the World Wide Web at am830.net. Today's show, Playing Beyond Prejudice. I'll be right back.